So today we are answering the question around why do I need to tell a story if I'm giving an educational presentation? I'm so excited to finally come back after a bit of a hiatus from our Just Ask Jess live streams to answer a fun question that has popped up in my inbox a lot over the last few weeks, and especially after this last week at the Creative at Heart conference. So if you were there, it was amazing, and if you weren't there, you need to go get on the wait list for next year because it was fantastic. So today we are answering the question around why do I need to tell a story if I'm giving an educational presentation? And what I mean by this is maybe you're a creative business owner and you're speaking at conferences in your industry. You're doing this because you want to build credibility, be seen as that go-to expert, and you're thinking, it's so important for me to give a high-value presentation that delivers tons of content and really positions me as that go-to expert. So why do I need story? What does that play here? It's not an emotional, motivational talk. I don't get it. So with that, I'm going to show you why that thought is wrong. So the biggest pushback that I get on the story from friends, colleagues, clients is I don't have a big story to tell. And maybe you're thinking that because my story can be very intense, but when I say the word story, I'm not saying that with every educational presentation that you give, you should be telling this cry fest personal story from your childhood, right? That is not always applicable. What I'm talking about is how can we illustrate to the audience that you know this content, that you've walked this path, and that you want to encourage them to do the same. So as business owners, particularly as female business owners, it's really important that we hammer home the story part of our educational presentation. Why is that? Well, this might piss some of you off, but that's okay. When a speaker steps onto the stage and the audience immediately puts them on a pedestal, whether that's right or wrong, it's what happens. It's a byproduct of speaking. Your job as a speaker is to break down that wall and to get down there with your audience and be on the same playing field. When you try to stand in the spotlight and position yourself as this expert rather than letting your content do it for you, you put a wall between you and your audience. Now, why would these women in the audience, your peers, your colleagues, your ideal clients, how would they feel comfortable coming to ask for your help? Sharing with you the things that are not working in their business, maybe the things that have failed, the things that they're scared of. Why would they ever hire you if they're intimidated by that? You don't want to be the person on the spotlight. You want to be that ally, the person who has walked down that path, who knows what's possible, and you want to take them on that same journey. That's where the difference comes into play. So for example, if you're giving a presentation with something that I know nothing about, web design for your business, right? Maybe you're giving a presentation and you're showing the audience, 3 things they can do to DIY their web design this weekend. If you know how to do that, that would be fantastic. Give us a link below. But if you just got up there and said, hey, this is what I did, it worked for me, here's step 1, 2, and 3, adios, see you later. Nothing's gonna happen for you. And most of the people in the audience are probably not even gonna take action on that content. Not because maybe the content wasn't good, it was probably fantastic. I want those 3 steps. But the thing is you never made the human connection and you never gave them permission to take action. So when you're thinking about a story to weave into your educational presentation, I want you to really think about, what was it like when I was in my audience's shoes? When they were at this point and they needed this content, how was I feeling? How can I tell a story that is going to show them I'm human? I've been there and I understand their struggles. Again, your story for your talk doesn't have to be a childhood failure, some big emotional breakdown. It just needs to be a moment that makes the human connection, that shows people that this content worked for you. Hi, Alicia. I can see one comment. I know there's more because they're popping down here, but I can't see them. So I'm so happy you're here. So you want to make sure that from the beginning, you're showing people you're human. you get this, and this content is credible. But if we only show them what has worked for us and we deliver the educational content, a lot of people, again, are still going to be intimidated by that, and they're never going to take action. They will just be passive bystanders in the audience, and they're going to say, that was pretty cool. I'm glad that worked for her. And we don't want that. We want to be the speaker that inspires them to take action, that has them clicking on our opt-in, that has them reaching out to us and asking for more support and hiring us down the road. We want to help them get a transformation. But we can't assume that they know how to do that. So as silly as it sounds, we need to make sure that we put the control back into our audience's hands. So before you dig into that awesome educational content that you have been crafting, that you know like the back of your hand, I just want you to take a second to give the audience permission and the power to use that content. So what this might look like is you tell the story, why you're credible, what the problem is, how this content is going to solve it. Hint, hint, you should write that down. And then before you ever dive into that educational content, I want you to give them permission. So let them know, hey, I'm going to give you these 3 steps to DIY your presentation. However, I can't go implement it for you. It's totally up to you, and I know you're capable of doing this. Whatever sounds like your voice, I just want you to give them the power and the control to take action. Encourage them to go click whatever it is, to go apply those 3 steps, to go talk to ideal clients, whatever your action steps are going to be. We have to give them the power and let them know that it didn't just work for me, it can work for them. So you want to make sure that you are picking a story that works for your topic, a story that's going to break down the wall between you and your audience, show them that you know your stuff, you are the expert, but you understand where they are right now. And then before you ever dive into that educational content, put the control into your audience's hand. Give them the permission and empowerment to make the decision and take action on their own. This is going to help you step out of that spotlight and into that common ground with them, because we're pretty unlikely to ask for help or reach out to somebody who we feel intimidated by, especially as women. We think they're mean girls. So don't be that girl. Instead, break down the barrier, be that best friend and that ally that they can reach out to, that they feel comfortable sharing their struggles with, and they're going to be way more likely to ask for your help, reach out to you, and hire you down the road. So I hope that helps you understand that an educational content is so much more than education, and that it is really a way for you to make that connection, start those conversations, and empower them to take action, help them get that transformation. It's going to help you really stand out at these creative conferences so that you can reach more people that maybe you wouldn't be reaching on your traditional platforms. If you have more questions around all the fun speaking and story stuff, send them my way, and maybe it'll be on the next Just Ask Jess next week. Otherwise, join me back here on Thursday, because I'm going to be doing a little bit different live stream, a little more life and business stuff, a little less technical. So if you need a little kick in the pants to use your difficult struggles and hardships in your business to make a deeper connection, you'll want to be here on Thursday. All right, ladies, have an awesome afternoon, and I will talk to you soon.